Picture this: you're running one of the most successful Formula One teams in modern history. You've got the trophies, the record-breaking driver, and a team so dominant it makes the Avengers look like interns. Then, without warning, the boardroom lights flicker, and boom, you're out faster than a Williams in a drag race. That's not fiction. That's Christian Horner's life in July 2025. This video isn't just a breakdown of the juiciest motorsport shakeup in years, it's your crash course in elite storytelling. From suspense to sabotage, we'll turn real-world chaos into narrative brilliance. Whether you're a new storyteller trying to craft your first gripping tale, or a seasoned content creator in need of a Red Bull, pun intended, of inspiration, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll walk away knowing how to structure tension, deliver unforgettable climaxes, and most importantly, why loyalty and leadership is more fragile than a Haas front wing. The dynasty nobody dared to touch. Back in 2005, Red Bull wasn't feared. It was laughed at. A drinks company racing Ferraris? It sounded like someone entered a go-kart in the Monaco Grand Prix. Then came Christian Horner. Just 31 years old and smoother than a Ferrari paint job, he took the helm and transformed the team into a motorsport megamonster. The man wasn't leading a team, he was launching a revolution. Under Horner's leadership, Red Bull didn't just win, they devoured competition. For straight titles with Sebastian Vettel proved it. Then came Verstappen, the human cheat code, and Horner built the whole castle around him. As of 2023, Red Bull had over 120 wins, 8 drivers' championships, and 6 constructors' titles. Dominance wasn't a streak, it was the baseline. The rest of the grid didn't compete with Red Bull, they just hoped to survive race day. Horner wasn't just the team principal. He was the engine oil, the spin doctor, and the Game of Thrones power player of the paddock. He could charm a sponsor while plotting your downfall, sometimes in the same press conference. But when you build a castle too tall, the first crack usually starts at the top. And Red Bull's fortress? It was built with a max-shaped throne and very few exits. Smoke in the garage. In early 2024, the spice levels went full Vindaloo. Horner was hit with misconduct allegations. Red Bull launched an internal investigation and cleared him. In F1, cleared sometimes just means temporarily quiet. While Horner stayed, the reputation didn't. Whispers turned into headlines. And in Formula One, even cleared names still bleed in the court of public opinion with extra reposts. The 2024 season brought the first real wobble. McLaren suddenly had speed that made Red Bull look nervous. Ferrari started strategizing like adults again. It wasn't domination anymore, it was a knife fight at 200 mph. Verstappen remained relentless, but cracks were forming faster than an Alpine contract dispute. Max was the only real scorer. By mid-2025, he'd clocked 165 out of 172 team points. That's not a team, that's Verstappen and a glorified pit crew. The second Red Bull car might as well have been a camera car for Netflix. This was no longer a symphony. It was a one-man violin solo, and Christian was conducting like it was Beethoven's final lap. Behind the pit wall, things got weirder. Rumors swirled that Horner was obsessed with Team Verstappen's sidelining staff, alienating departments, reshaping the squad like a Verstappen-shaped Lego set. The garage had become a political minefield, not a race team. And the paddock knew. When whispers turned to strategy meetings, someone's about to get sacrificed. The Red Wedding, July 2025. July 9th, 2025. No press leaks. No rumor mill. Just a quiet hotel meeting in London, and then boom. Horner was gone faster than Daniel Ricciardo's 2023 comeback. This wasn't a retirement. It wasn't even a resignation. This was a cold, calculated corporate hit job. Like firing a Bond villain mid-monologue. 1 minute he's boss. Next minute he's buffering on Zoom.no farewell interview. No sad garage walk. Just a text to staff and a tearful goodbye call. A 2-decade reign nuked in the time it takes to warm up tires. The Guardian and Formula1.com confirmed the news, but not the reason. The explanation was hidden tighter than a Red Bull engine spec. All anyone knew, Horner was out. Permanently. Insiders started talking. Too much internal rebellion. Too much power focused on one driver. Too many engineers who felt like backup dancers to Verstappen's Beyoncé. Former champ Nelson Piquet chimed in, throwing shade like he was paid by the drama. Some didn't like the team environment anymore, he said. Translation: the vibe was off and the knives were out. Brundle weighed in too, calling Red Bull a one-car team. Horner had built a rocket ship but forgot to install a second seat. Verstappen wasn't just the star. He was the mission control. When asked, Max gave the kind of answer that could freeze boiling water. "We'll see what happens. That's F1 code for, ask again and I'll switch teams just to spite you. Life after Christian. The rebuild or the ruin." In comes Laurent Mekies, Ferrari strategist turned Racing Bull's boss, now thrust into Red Bull's throne. It's like getting promoted to captain of the Titanic. After the icebergs already tweeted about it. He inherits a bruised squad, a furious fanbase, and an upcoming 2026 rule change that could level the playing field or destroy the team entirely. There's no warm-up lap. This is a standing start on ice. Red Bull Powertrains is working with Ford on their new engine, but insiders say they're lagging behind Ferrari and Mercedes. At this point, it's less launch and more DIY space program. It gets worse. Longtime engineers loyal to Horner are leaving like they found the exit door in a Haas garage. It's a tech exodus, just with more carbon fiber and fewer cupcakes. As for Verstappen, his 2028 contract now feels like optional reading. Without Horner pulling the strings, Max might be scrolling through Ferrari's LinkedIn like it's Tinder for champions. Even Red Bull's title sponsor, Oracle, gave a statement so mild it made vanilla blush. No strong endorsement, no public celebration, just corporate silence that screamed, "We're watching." The once invincible dynasty now looks like a sandcastle at high tide. And Mekies? He's got 12 months to rebuild before the 2026 tsunami hits. Storytelling gold in the pit lane. Now, if you're a storyteller, content creator, or Netflix screenwriter in disguise, this is where the magic happens. Horner's saga is real-life narrative gold, and it follows every beat of a perfect story arc. We had our setup. A charismatic leader building an empire. We had rising tension, scandals, shifting alliances, and power imbalance. Then the climax. A blindsiding boardroom betrayal. And now the aftermath. A fractured kingdom, a new leader, and an uncertain future. If Red Bull was a fairy tale, this would be the chapter where the prince questions the crown. What can we learn from this chaos? First, characters need strength and flaws. Second, let conflict grow slowly, it makes the payoff hit harder. And third, even heroes fall when they forget who the story's really about. So if you're writing a story, telling one on camera, or building a brand, you don't need fiction. Just tune into Formula One. The plot lines are already better than anything on Prime Video. Christian Horner's fall is a reminder that legacy isn't built by wins alone, it's built by trust, balance, and the people you bring with you. His sacking wasn't just the end of a chapter. It was a plot twist powerful enough to rewrite the whole book. So next time you're building a story, whether it's a YouTube video, a novel, or a pitch deck, remember, tension makes people care, conflict makes them stay, and the unexpected, that's what makes them feel. If your storytelling engine's fired up, smash that like button harder than Verstappen smashes apexes. Subscribe for more real-world story breakdowns, plot devices, and chaos turned into clarity. And drop your favorite F1 conspiracy in the comments. I'll help you turn it into your next viral narrative.